Hello guys, today I'm going to rank MCU Phase 3. I know it's been like almost 2 months since I last ranked Phase 2. These movies been taking super long and I've been too busy to actually watch some of these. Um, let's rank these movies from worst to best. These are some hot takes. In last place, we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This is a dramatic disappointment. The first one was an amazing film. This one just feels so bad. It's so boring. It's really hard to sit through this movie. It's just not cool. Baby Groot's pretty cool. I like Baby Groot. Um, I like Yondu. He was a great character. The twist villain Ego was okay. He wasn't that bad. He wasn't great either. Yeah, Yondu's death was obviously super sad. Like, I think I think that was a really sad moment in this movie. But other than that, this movie's just super, boring and unwatchable to me. I know there's some people who love this movie. I do not like it. But I'm still really excited for Volume 3. I really hope it ends up being as good as the first one and not the second. In 10th place, we've got Captain America Civil War. I think this movie and Volume 2 are pretty much the only movies in Phase 3 I would consider to be straight up bad. Everything above 9, I would consider at least decent, amazing, and fantastic movies. But Civil War, I just don't enjoy this movie, like any part of it. I love seeing Avengers fight. That's like seeing heroes fight each other. That's obviously an amazing thing. Who doesn't love seeing heroes fight? But it's just this movie, the plot shifts way too much. First 55 minutes, it's about the Accords, and then they forget about the Accords, and they're worrying about who killed T'Challa's dad. It introduced two really great characters, Black Panther, and you guys all know my favorite superhero of all time, Spider-Man. But I think this is just not a great movie because I don't like how they shift the plan. They literally could have just talked it out like normal people, but since they're superheroes and this is a movie and they want to keep it interesting, they fight. I just don't enjoy this movie at all, and I don't really need to explain why. In 9th place, we got Captain Marvel. This movie might be in 9th place, but I enjoy it a lot. I think this is a great Captain Marvel movie. Actually, way overhated. I don't think there's anything in this movie that I hate that is very abhorrent or not great, because I think it's just a fine movie. It's a decent movie. It's not terrible like a lot of people are saying. Young Nick Fury's obviously the standout here. He's cool. I like how this movie's set in the 90s. You know me, I love period pieces, so this is another one. It's kind of like Captain America, the First Avenger, how it's set in World War II, but instead in the 90s, which is a great time to be alive. But I think this is just a great movie. The villain isn't terrible. He isn't that great, but he's not terrible. I think this is a good movie. Not the best, but definitely a very passable, alright, watchable film. 8th place, we have Doctor Strange. Enjoyed this movie. It's a fine movie. Kind of like Captain Marvel. I enjoy it just as much as that Captain Marvel, but I think I just like the 7 above it better. But Doctor Strange, he's a great character. I don't know. Benedict Cumberbatch is obviously really great in this role. I think he's fantastic. But his origin story, how he lost his hands on a car accident, is great, and all the nerves in him just don't work. So he's gonna go to the Nepal to go fix them. I think I like I'm not a huge fan of the mystical side of the MCU, but this is a fine film. Not terrible. Just I think I would just say that we're the same stuff as Captain Marvel. It's a fine film, pretty entertaining, especially that ending with Dormammu, who I've come to Bari, and now he says like 20 times. That's pretty entertaining. But other than that, this is a good movie. Next on this list, we have Spider-Man Far From Home. A fantastic film. I mean, not fantastic, a great film. It's, I like how he's trying to balance his life between, superhero and personal life. He's actually doing that a lot in this movie, and people really don't notice that. People just look at the Stark stuff, and he's like, ew, I don't like that part. But I think this, when I rank every Spider-Man movie ranked, I put this movie super low, like a mid-tier movie, but rewatching it just last night, I enjoyed it. Okay, it's not the best, but it's definitely an enjoyable film. Sure, there's a lot of teen, it's kind of a romance movie in some parts, but the superhero stuff is amazing. I love how Tom Holland this Spider-Man has Stark Tech. It's amazing. It's a great way to like connect him to this MCU where there's other superheroes. I don't know why people don't like him, but after No Way Home, obviously it's pretty much the opposite. There's he's just a normal Spider-Man now, which people are love. Mysterio could have been an amazing Avenger. The fact that he could like trick the heroes, the villains into becoming in fact he could trick villains with illusion tech sounds amazing. Would have been a great hero. I mean, the twist I kind of see the twist happening, but other than that, this is a great movie. Definitely really underrated. Alright, up next at 6th place, we have Avengers Infinity War. So, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed this movie very much. So, I hope one of you guys probably are in the comments, like, why is this not, like, your favorite MCU film? It is very good. And you're like, and you must also say, like, why isn't it at least cracked your top 5? I enjoyed this movie. Like I said earlier, every movie after Captain Marvel, I enjoyed in this list. But the problem I have with this, it's kind of a pet peeve, to be honest, is that the final battle is kind of, well, I don't know why they're in 2 different places. Like, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and the Guardians are in space fighting Thanos. And Thor, Captain America, Black Widow, and Black Panther and Hulk, why are they fighting in Wakanda? Shouldn't they all fight together? It's kind of a pet peeve, but like I think that it's fine. But the rest of this movie is awesome. Spider-Man's just as great as he always is. He's great in all these movies. Tom Holland's performance is just top notch. It's sad thinking everyone got dusted. It's obviously not the best thing in the world, but in conclusion, I enjoyed this film. Not as much as some people do. Bringing us into the top 5, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp. Definitely a really underrated film. Some people do not enjoy this film, but I have no idea why. It's a great movie. The villain wasn't bad. I liked Ant-Man. I liked how he's even more funny than in the first movie. Definitely do prefer it to the first, though. So, I mean, but like, I don't know, there's just so much about this movie. I like Ant-Man as a character. He's very funny. Not my favorite character in the MCU, but definitely up there. Because he's so funny. I like the idea of them trying to get Hank's wife back. I thought that was a really cool idea to bring into this movie. So, But I love this movie from start to finish. I like the Hot Wheels part. I love when when he describes stuff, he's like the best. We need like a TV show of him just describing every movie of the MCU. That would be awesome. I would watch that. I love this movie. Cast Scott's daughter, find her pretty cringe, to be honest, but it's good. The post credit scene was fun. I liked how they all got dusted, and Ant-Man didn't even know that. He probably aged like 5 years or something. But I love this movie. It's a great. And fourth place we have Black Panther. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. You are an amazing dude, and I really miss and every Marvel fan misses you. But about that, this is just Wakanda in this movie looks awesome. I just don't know how the CGI in this movie looks amazing. Like Wakanda is just like an amazing looking city. Yeah. Killmonger was a great villain. I loved him. He was a fantastic villain. I don't know. I kind of see why he was angry at T'Challa, because T'Chaka didn't even take him. He killed his dad right in front of his eyes. That's brutal, if you ask me. But I absolutely enjoy this film from start to finish. The action scenes are great. I can't. Obviously, Chadwick Boseman gives an amazing performance as Black Panther. He's fantastic. Like I don't think I would see anyone else playing this version of Black Panther other than him. And like I said, rest in peace. He will be missed very much by everyone and anyone. In third place, we have Thor Ragnarok. Okay, my top 3 are easily fantastic films. I would say these are like 3 of my top 5 favorite MCU films, easily. So Thor Ragnarok, what a dramatic tone shift. Okay, so Thor the Dark World, the title kind of says it all. It was super dark. All the colors were super dark and stuff. But this movie is the exact polar opposite. It is so vibrant, and colors are so vibrant, and it's actually insane. Everyone in this movie is awesome. Everyone in this movie is amazing. Thor is amazing, obviously. This movie really remodeled Thor. Before, he was just this dark, really angry character. Now he's this vibrant, super happy character. Hulk was great. This is actually my favorite movie that has Hulk in it. Definitely. Loki was great. He's obviously probably my favorite villain in the entire MCU. Right behind, just above Thanos. Hela was a great villain. Sibling betrayal, if you know what I mean. But I enjoy this film. The jokes absolutely land. They're so funny and so iconic. The Odin's death was pretty sad. I did not enjoy that as much as some people would. But I think this movie just kills it. It helped Thor. It helped revive Thor and just turn him into this way more hyper funny character. I think this could have just ended Thor and made his franchise a trilogy, but they decided to make Thor: Love and Thunder, which wasn't pretty much a huge disappointment compared to this movie. And also, another thing to add, this movie does know how to take itself seriously. Like Odin's death, like I said earlier, they actually take that seriously, which I enjoy a lot. So that's why it comes in third place. Our runner-up, Spider-Man: Homecoming. Like I said in every Spider-Man movie ranked video, I put this movie pretty low. Like, it didn't even crack my top 5. But like I said, rewatching this movie, oh my god, it is fantastic. This is easily the best. You guys all know Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. So this is like a perfect origin. I mean, it's not really an origin story, but a good synopsis of what Spider-Man in the MCU is. and I love the high school vibe of this movie. It's fantastic. Vulture was a great villain. Michael Keaton absolutely killed it in the role. I like the little cameo with Iron Man in it. I like the idea. I also like the idea how Iron Man kind of took his suit from him because he was fooling around with it and not using it properly. I think that was a great idea. I love every minute of this movie. The Washington Monument sequence was awesome. Very iconic too. We actually figured out a little bit about it in the more fun stuff version of the No Way Home re-release. They were talking about it for a while. But it's just a fantastic film. Very funny and just awesome. But coming in first place, and I think most of you guys expected this movie to be at the top, which is Avengers Endgame. Whoa, this is a perfect film. Flawless film. It does feel a little too long sometimes. Some of the time travel parts do feel quite long. Like, this movie went by what is, how the runtime is 3 hours long, famously. The first 2 hours of this movie feel like 1 hour. That's how incredibly well-paced this movie is. It's actually insane how well-paced this movie is. Obviously, the ultimate sacrifices by Black Widow, Captain America, and especially Iron Man were like the saddest parts of this entire movie. Cap versus Cap was an amazing sequence. I love how Tony and Howard got to talk to each other about dad stuff. This is just an extremely flawless film. I don't think there's a single problem with this film, like, at all. Also, the final battle was one of the best scenes in the in all of cinema history. So that's why it comes in at number 1. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. Subscribe if you're new to this channel, and I will see you guys in the next ranking.